to you. We saw Danny making a slight move there. He's also heading up towards the top. Looper under a little bit of pressure here. Koro feeling confident, trying to delay him as long as he can here. Danny going to make his move, but this is very, very low. Koro's going to flash away from this one. Looper's going to keep on chasing. Looks like he should be able to get away if they can lock him up. Pawn comes steaming in. They're going to lock on towards him. This could be the first blood of the World Championships. Danny pounds in, and there it is. Wow. The jungler takes it.
Even though they get the first blood, that is a massive investment, D-Man, right there. EDG, because there's no ward covered as well from Samsung White, you can tell they did not care about that as an objective, and it is basically a trade. First blood be damned.
Will get himself that ward down on the red ball, back down the bottom. Explosive damage back and forth. Name taking a big turn. Death Sentence lands on towards him. The wave comes riding through along with the Aqua Prison on Name. Taken very low, has to back away from this one. Mana fancies it, Mana gets it. Fantastic flash there, and great play from the bottom lane.
I can also tell that EDG has definitely tried to change their playstyle against White here. Danny jumping in for Koro.
Uh-oh, there's the equalizer going down. Koro's got a red carpet, but he's going to stay for the party on this one. And it's a level 8 to an 8 and a 9, and it's not going to be enough. Koro goes down.
Just swept out by Mana in there. Koro taking a lot of damage. This may be a straight-up one-on-one right now. Looper fancies this one. His ultimate is available if he wants to pop that equalizer down. Koro already used it. Blocks him off perfectly. Koro in trouble. Looper overheated. He doesn't have enough to finish it, and Koro gets away.
By the hair on his chinny chin. That was ridiculous by Looper right there with the cutoff. Maybe if he placed that equalizer a little bit farther back, it would have been fine. Whoa, that's aggressive.
Oh, he's going to be walking past the dark path. That's a hit from him. Big damage coming out here if he can actually get that blessing. Oh, the bubble goes down from Mata. They get him in, and it's going to be more trouble. FCZF is taking shots, and Imp's even going to get the reset on the tank to get out. Clearlove's only here to watch. Mid-team fight. The ball goes down. Shockwave's still up as they try to put it in. Oh, it's going to get a miss on that one as Dandy gets himself out quickly with the flash. But the dark passage brings it back in range, and everybody's going to get a piece of that one. The double kill coming in for Unstoppable. And they're looking for Looper. One more time on that.
Yeah, I mean, this was just Dandy and Pawn getting a little overzealous right there. Pawn CC locked so he couldn't use his chrono shift. At that point, Samsung White just has to bail. Great presence of mind there by FCZF to finish that one off with a flash.
EDG now in the form of 3-4 members all heading north. Looper's hanging around with the equalizer. This is a problem because Name and FCZF come around the side. Koro takes a lot of tower hits, but it does not matter as EDG collapse on the top lane. They will take the tower as well.
It's another one of these dragon trades, though, right there. Samsung White was planning for the dragon. That's where their wards moved. They moved them down to the bottom lane, meaning they fell in the top lane. It exposed Looper. He was overconfident in lane. He's typically a passive laner trying to push his advantage, and he gets baited.
It looks like he will get a bit of help from Looper and the rest of the team to cut off that advantage.
Catch! That Aqua Prison was crucial, but the Lantern followed through. EDG get out of dodge, and that was quick reactions. Dragon, though, is about to spawn in 10 seconds, and that will give Samsung White the advantage.
Clearlove is unable to get gold to create tank items, and because Koro doesn't have armor yet, EDG wouldn't need a catch, but they just kind of got caught.
Yeah,
throwing in everything here. Whoa, Pawn's right in the middle of it, tries to slow him down to keep it. The fight begins, and EDG is trying to get out of this one. Koro gets jumped on, but the slow is wearing off, and he's going to try to flash over the wall with the rest of his team, but they will continue with the calling.
Koro in all sorts of trouble. The shockwave pulls in Looper. Looper taken low, but so is EDG. They're backing out. Now they're going to run back on towards him. FCZF's going to get picked off. It's a double for him. Could it be a triple? Yes, it will. And that is a big, big turnaround. Samsung White, they could turn and burn for Baron.
Just an absolutely pristine team fight there from Samsung White. They called out the bait from EDG. They poked them in the Baron pit. They slowed them down as they were trying to retreat, and they forced them into a bad play. Now they're trying Baron, but it's only 2 defenders from EDG. Imp goes in.
Whoa, that's going to be big. They get the shot back from the Buster. Imp wants to go down on this one, and he does. They pick up the double kill, 1 for each, and Imp's going to jump in to see if he can clean up this mid wave and get that mid turret down as well. They are moving as a perfect team right now. Everything's happening in their favor, and people are getting away with slivers of health.
Falling down to Samsung White, but there's a potential for coming back, and Pawn completely caught out of position. I don't think the rest of his team are going to collapse, but let's see what advantage they take from this. They know that the rest of EDG are all down there, and immediately Imp goes top. They do face each other again. There's a lot to take from this one. Koro caught out. Teleport is not going to get interrupted. Does manage to get back to base.
I mean, Oh, that's another hook on a pawn, actually.
Oh, man, he's going to go down, but the team has time to get over there. Looper may throw down the ultimate for the walkout. It's actually down already past that. And it looks like Pawn gets himself enough speed up, dodges the dissonance, but the clockwork does wind up nicely, and he goes down. Looper could be in trouble, but the rest of the team is collapsing in mid lane.
Flash on towards him. He can see, as you mentioned, the team collapsing in towards him. He tries to turn it back on towards you. He gets the kill, turns around in a 3v1. A simple turnaround kill. It's great for him. Imp goes aggressive, actually leaps across to the side. Not sure where he's planning to avoid, dodging out of the death sentence there. Danny comes around the side, and still, Samsung White, despite losing 2 members, keep the pressure on EDG. Happened to them in the past, and this time they are playing it safe. Looper, is he going to get caught out? Death sentence will land, and the rest of EDG collapse.
That's a lot of damage they're missing from the fight. He threw the equalizer out as well, but
Samsung White has never put all their whatever's in one basket. You're going to always have a backup plan here, and Imp's that backup plan.
And I've got to be honest, if Koro comes down here, I don't think he can do anything with him. And he's just realized he was making a direct route for him. And then he thought, nope, I can't handle this Tristana on my own. Nami and Klilov all having to back off, but he's ripping the hell out of that tower, and on his own, single-handedly blows Koro backwards and says, thank you very much, your tower's gone.
And to EDG's credit, they have delayed Samsung White's execution on multiple occasions. The level of catches they've had is pretty great. This looks bad, though.
Flag and drag out, but he's slowed on this one. He does get the shield, so they know the rest of the team is close. Dandy looking to go in, but he backs off.
That's Jungler down, though. They flash into the F1.
To get away from the shockwave just about. That does mean it is a big ultimate down, and Samsung White, they know they can go for it. Klilov is not in the picture. He is very low. If he comes sliding in, you can see he's charging for the bait.
If they care for their lives, they don't go in here.
There goes the ultimate. Nami's wave is out, and they're forced to back up. Imp jumps into the fight. Koro's trying to do what he can with Maelstrom up, dodging all that damage, but it's going to be too much. The team leaves him for dead.
They're just trying to do as much damage as possible so Samsung White can hopefully not finish this Baron, but Imp is just unstoppable. He hasn't taken a single hair of damage, and he'll go wherever he wants.
He's going straight for it. Klilov forced away once again. Nami's culling is up in a moment, but they did delay the Baron. That could be a big turning point for EDG.
He would have to play
a massive damage dealer.
Remarkably risky, though, because they have the Zillion as the safety net right here. They're doing this on top of Ward, but they're doing it so quickly that I don't know if EDG can make it in. They're going to go for it, though.
Name's got a pretty good item build to start shredding in here. The culling goes out to start. Koro, again, in the front, but they were not able to stall it this time, and the fight continues just below Baron.
They got him down. They got him down. That is a big turnaround, but can they have the damage back on this one? Pawn is still alive. They need to get that mid laner down. Uses the ultimate on himself. He's going to pop back up in a second. Danny jumps away. Pawn is still alive. That is EDG picking up 3 kills. 2 members incredibly low. EDG, despite losing Baron, turned that fight around, and that is exactly what we said. If they can catch Imp out, they can turn the fight.
It could definitely be a different story.
Koro is in trouble. He's going to get collapsed on. The rest of his team are coming to help, but they are going to be too late. The question is, can he hang on long enough? Samsung White coming around the side. EDG coming down the pole, and Maleficent's there. An EDG rescue crew manages to survive and get him away.
Well,
Clear Love is thinking about a flank from behind. There's not sufficient ward control for White right now. Here comes Jarvan.
Matter's going to get caught now. Clear Love goes in. The wave will pull them, but the shockwave is strong. They're going to catch on towards everybody low. Koro, big, in between the team. They all back away. Looper having to use that Zonya's very, very low, and they're going to continue piling in.
Every summoner blown by this point. It's going to be a big shutdown there as Imp gets a kill. He goes down after in the Retribution kill, coming from Unstoppable, and the fight has not ended yet. A bubble coming in, and they're going to keep going on to Koro. Finally taking down the tree. They give it a few more cuts, and the inhibitor is in their eyes.
You, the only man standing. Can he keep them away? Bay here, I'm not too sure he can. Pawn pushes in towards him, doesn't quite catch on. The death sentence does though, and he's going to get caught out once again. His ultimate backup just in time. You taken solo. Pawn comes back to life. The inhibitor finally goes down. Samsung White, they're still pushing. They can go for the win.
They're trying to go through, and they have no AD carry, but they do have a 4-2 advantage.
40-minute game right now, 16-11 on the Nexus turrets. You up. You does not have his ultimate for a few more seconds, but Samsung White sees that window. They're out. A little too chaotic.
They are being a little cautious after what happened last time, and Koro has done a good enough job pushing that wave out that the teleport threat is very real, and White is not willing to do another Baron with 5v5. Do not do this, EDG. They're thinking about going to Baron, but White is way ahead of the game right now. There's no defense. This could be Inhibitor 2.
That's Inhibitor 2 gone. There's no way they can react to this one quick enough. That's a simple tower being just destroyed by him.
They will again try a flank, though. Watch Clear Love. He's trying to come down Jarvan. He seems very far ahead of the team right now.
Trying to get that Frost Queen out, does not hit it. Looper throws down the red carpet for the team. Koro's in again. The dive buddies go in, and they actually change spots this time. Clear Love's in all by himself, and Imp has free shots as they take down Koro. He jumps in. It's going to be a double kill. It doesn't look like there'll be any more, but it's eyes on the Nexus, and the triple kill dodge. The Quadra possibly on the fountain. He won't go as far, and they're going to go for the Nexus.
That's all they need. Right there. It was such a great catch. They finished off you before he could shockwave, and finally, White takes him down.